Welcome, everybody. Hello. We will be getting started in just a few minutes. I'm excited about this session, so thank you for joining me and joining us. I have been tracking the information and setting up the space ahead of time, of course. That's how we do it. And so you might have already noticed something different in your world this morning. So you can take a moment and see if that's the case. What you might want to do is notice what you notice what's different after this session. So it's going to be a short session. It's going to be about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not going to talk a lot about how it works or how I do it. I'll tell a little bit about me so you get a sense of it. I know there's some people that I know and other people that I haven't met, and so I'll tell a little bit about me and give you a sense of that. What's cool is that I'm sure you've done a lot of stuff to fix yourself up along the way. You've tried a lot of different things, maybe some physical things, maybe some meditation things, maybe some types of classes, some type of healing, transformation, kind of fix up yourself kind of work. So you already do this now. So what you might want to do is notice what you notice that's different after this session. And if something were to change for you today, what might that be? So you can put a little tag on it, and by that I mean just kind of make a note of it. Oh, it'd be cool if this changed for me today. And thank you for the people that sent an email that requested certain things. We have certain things on the list, but whatever's on the list, everything's always included. And I know that because when I work with somebody, I'll be working on a low back or an allergy condition or a skin condition, and that can change, but other stuff changes too. And we've had emails and calls back from people after sessions over the years, and I say we, my wife and I, Jen, we notice that not only does the condition change that they come in to change, other stuff changes as well. So when patterns in this field change, when it shifts, everything's different. So it can be your finances, it can be your relationships, it can be all sorts of stuff. So just keep your eyes and ears open. It can be people that weren't even part of the session but are somehow connected to you. So family and friends. You can just notice what you notice and notice what's different. With that being said, I'll tell you a little bit about me. So I've been a physical therapist for 30 years. Over the years, I kept searching and finding things that worked better and better. And as I did that, I was finding things that were more and more alternative or different or subtle or didn't seem to make sense or look what a lot of people might expect it to look like, the healing and fixing up things. And so I got into the craniosacral therapies, the visceral manipulation, the osteopathy, many different types of stuff. And I also got into hypnosis and different mind techniques and manifestation techniques. So back, I'm a runner, and back about, I don't even remember how far, like around early 2000, February of 2000, I started taking these integrative manual therapy classes. And along the way, early on in that process, I got hurt. I couldn't run. And I had a significant running injury, I thought, but it wouldn't go away. So I finally went to a therapist that was farther along in the integrative manual therapy in Los Angeles. We lived in Southern California at the time. And she put her hand on my foot and said, oh, it's arterial. And so she proceeded to fix me up over two hours. And that leg injury went away. It was a calf strain, and it had been bothering me for over 6 months or so. I don't even remember now, but quite a long time. And she found what was causing the problem and then fixed it up, and then the calf thing went away. So that took me down a long path of learning how to do that. The woman that developed it, Sharon Giammatteo, was able to see conditions at a distance. By that I mean people would call her up from all over the world, therapists like me, and say, hey, I've got so-and-so on the table. And she had never met them, but we would tell a little bit about the person, and she would be able to assess it and say, oh, this is what they need. Here's what's going on. Here's what they need. And then we would proceed to fix it up with our hands. And we saw lots of conditions change like that, things that were not possible to change in the regular medical model. So I've seen conditions that are very much like you just can't shift that. That doesn't cure, that doesn't heal, but I saw stuff change. So I'll just leave it at that for now. But since then, in around 2009, I took matrix energetics. And then I started to see that I could also see these things at a distance. I didn't have to just see them in person, but also I could interact with it in a way that I could notice people healing at a distance. So my clients now are from all over the world. So I'll leave it at that, just to let you know that it's very open in how this goes, and we can notice shifts even if you're far removed areas, or even if you watch this video later. So now what you might want to do is check in with yourself and see what you notice. So take a moment and just walk around a little bit and check how you feel. If there's a certain condition that you're having, maybe check it. Is there a way to test it? You know, if it's your back, bend forward, bend backward, bend to the side, bend to the other side, turn your head side to side, raise your arms. Check in and see how loose you are, where your condition is, so that you can have a little measurement. Now, some things you might not be able to check. If it's a financial thing, if it's a relationship thing, you might be checking it later. It might show up later in when you observe it. If it's a skin thing, you can look at your skin. If it's an allergy thing, you can put a mark on it and just notice how you've been up to this point. And then over the next period of time, you know, after the session, the next day or two, you can notice what's different. So we'll leave it at that for now. And later I'll be telling you a little bit more about how I can interact with you to give you information so that you can hopefully figure out what's going on with you. I can give you the data of what I see, and we can do a free consult. So I'll give you that kind of information and how you can interact with me later. So for right now, let's go ahead and start. So I'm not going to tell you a lot about the whys of this, of how this works. You're already online, so you're obviously already interested. I'm going to just go ahead and play with this. So let's see. Total perfected essence. Okay, and I will let you know that if I say something, it's not to have you think, oh my gosh, we got to work on that. It's going to be a big project. By the time I see it, it's already done. So when I say something, it's what I'm noticing as I'm noticing it change, as I'm noticing it shift. So, and what I'm noticing is the kidneys, and there's a crossing pattern, which I'm taking to mean, well, it's a frequency, because I see it over and over again. So let me track that. And let's see. And there's an adrenal pattern. And it feels like there's copies of it, or like if you would see in a mirror and see many images of the same pattern, but each one's a little different. Because let's go to this one, and let's move this pattern. And I feel hormonal and circulation shifting and related to a belief system. And that belief system is embedded in part of the DNA. Now, let's go right to this part where it is, and let's uncover the protein sheath around that DNA. Open. So there's some information here in this DNA strand, and it's connected to a belief system. So I'm going to turn that, or I'm noticing a turn. Let's expand that out, open, and I'm going to go right into this area. It's interesting. In that area of that DNA, I see another image. It looks like a little person, and I notice the kidneys and adrenals again. So kidneys and adrenals are a common cause, the kidneys especially, of back pain and anaphylaxis, allergies, shock. So let's correct for shock, allergies, anaphylaxis, drainage. Wow. And it feels like the kidneys are compressed around the vessels. So let's go to the right renal artery vein, right renal vein. And the right kidney is about one of the home bases for EMFs, EMF like electromagnetic radiation, Wi-Fi, cell phone. And the other one is the cecum, part of the colon. And I noticed that moving. That's interesting. It feels like the colon is protecting the kidney somehow. So let's move that. So with this, I'm always looking for what is the body protecting? Like, why is your body having certain conditions or pains? And on one level, it's a protection thing. Your body's doing the best it can and it's protecting you. And so I'm noticing this protection and what it's protecting. Let's go right to what it's protecting and move this and bring in frequency 16. And so sometimes it comes in as a little archetype or an image, and I'm getting a "What's up, doc?" Always good to put some Bugs Bunny and vitamin A in there, right? A1. Perfect training. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So now I'm so when, you know how like when you're dreaming, things happen and then all of a sudden something else happens and then something really weird happens and then something strange happens and then it's stuff that wouldn't happen in the real world, right? What if it was all like that and you could just take it and go, you know what, let's do this and that. Open. And that's pretty cool. So I'm going to just take this part and let's just ruffle that up a little bit. So sometimes it comes in a little funny, kind of dreamlike. So I'm getting like a heart, like a red heart with little petals, you know, like a rose heart. But then I get artichoke heart, And I got all the hearts connected now. So cool. Okay, so yeah, I like it. I'm going to redraw this and see what I see in the pattern. So hang with me a little bit. I know we're going a little over, but this is fun. So, okay, that was that way. 7, 6. Awesome. Okay, so what you might do now is walk around a little bit and notice what you notice. Notice what's different. And then recheck motions like bend your back backwards and forwards, side to side, move your arms, turn your head, and notice what's different. Now, that's different. That's not only the only thing that's different. So you get to now go see what's different. What else is different? If things were to change for you right now, would you know it? You might have to look. You might have to pay attention. You might not just have to assume that it's the same. So notice what you notice what's different. And then I'll leave in the comment section my contact information. The email is ralphhavenspt@gmail.com. I'll leave that down there for you. And email me what you notice that's different. Like I said, if you want more of this type of thing, a week from Sunday, the 31st at 12 noon Pacific time, I'm going to be doing an hour session of this. And you can email me beforehand and let me know all the things you want to change, anything that would be useful for you. And we'll include all of that. What I do, just to let you know, is I set the space up for the entire morning. So you might be noticing stuff the whole morning before the session starts. It's kind of like this is the tip of the iceberg, what you saw. If you would want more help to find out what's going on with you, what's your body protecting, what's the information that your being, your system, your body needs that would be just perfect for your healing, and then the rest of it could unravel, let me know, because that's how I work with this, that's how I use this. It's to find what's going on with you, and why is your body doing what it's doing, and what is your being, why is it doing what it's doing? There's some information in this field, information in you that's perfect. And once we touch that, there's ways to unravel it. It unravels once we notice it. I'll be very happy to do a free consult for you. If you want to talk to me, we could set aside a good 30 minutes or more, up to about an hour, to talk with me, and I could assess what's going on with you and figure out how I could help you out. And I'll give you good things to do during the free consult that you can take with you even then. So short session today. A week from Sunday is another one, an hour one for a small fee. And then if you'd like a free consult, please contact me and we can set that up. 360-599-2217 in the US, or my email, ralphhavenspt@gmail.com. And I'll link to it below once this is done. Thank you all very much and have a great weekend.